Classification of civil law. Civil law is a branch of law that focuses on resolving disputes between individuals, organizations, or institutions. It covers many non-criminal matters, including family matters, real estate disputes, breach of contract, and personal injury. Unlike criminal law, civil law does not involve the prosecution of criminals. Instead, it seeks treatment, compensation, or compensation for the injured. In a civil case, one party, referred to as the plaintiff, seeks legal assistance from another person, the defendant. The purpose of civil law is to promote justice, protect human rights, and provide fair compensation to parties for damages or losses. In civil law, the legal process includes presenting evidence, making requests, and accepting court orders, and relationship management to mediate disputes. Classification of civil law. Civil law refers to various laws defined in the Constitution. Conflicts occur between individuals, organizations, or institutions. These subjects are divided into following different branches or areas of civil law according to the disputes they resolve: family law, contract law, property law, tort law, succession law, consumer law, employment law, intellectual property law. 1. Family law. Family law refers to laws regarding family relationships and family matters. It also talks about the rights and responsibilities of family members. It includes marriage, divorce, child custody, adoption, spousal support, and more. For example, if a couple decides to divorce and needs to resolve issues regarding property division and child custody, this is a family matter. Family matters are generally subject to discretion, and the family court attempts to make decisions based on law. Family lawyers play an important role in guiding people through the legal process, ensuring that their rights are protected, and legal and fair solutions are offered. 2. Contract law. Law is a branch of civil law that regulates the creation, implementation, and interpretation of agreements between parties. It provides a framework for individuals and businesses to enter into legal agreements that define the rights and obligations of each party. The main purpose of the law is to ensure that the agreements of both parties are respected, and that there is a legal system to resolve them in case of disagreement. For example, a construction company filed a lawsuit for not paying its customer after the construction was completed as promised. Contract law is important to facilitate business transactions, ensure the reliability of contracts, and provide a legal framework for business and to resolve the dispute. Legal professionals specializing in contract law play an important role in drafting, interpreting, and enforcing contracts to protect the interests of both parties. 3. Property law. Property law is a branch of civil law that regulates the ownership, use, and transfer of real estate and movable goods. It determines the rights and responsibilities of individuals or organizations dealing with various types of assets. Property law is important in managing and resolving disputes regarding the ownership and use of property. Property laws play an important role in regulating social relations, protecting individual rights, and promoting economic activities. Legal professionals specializing in real estate law help individuals and businesses resolve real estate-related issues and ensure that the business's legal and real estate rights are respected. If there is a dispute over the size of the land or a dispute between the landlord and the tenant over the payment of rent, this matter will fall under the jurisdiction of the property law. 4. Tort law. Tort law is a branch of civil law that deals with civil wrongdoing other than the violation of contract and provides solutions through the law. These crimes are called torts, include actions or crimes that cause injury or damage to a person or his or her property. The main purpose of tort law is to compensate the injured party for damages and to prevent others from committing similar crimes. The law plays an important role in holding individuals and organizations accountable for their actions, promoting accountability, and providing legal remedies to victims. Legal professionals who specialize in tort law, including personal injury lawyers, handle cases in which people seek compensation for injuries or damages resulting from crimes committed by others. 5. Succession law. Inheritance law, also known as inheritance law or inheritance law, is a branch of civil law that regulates the distribution of inheritance and assets after the death of a person. The main purpose of inheritance law is to provide a legal framework for the transfer of property, to ensure that the wishes of the deceased are fulfilled and that the legal heirs or beneficiaries receive their fair share of the estate. Succession law aims to balance the deceased's freedom of will and the need for justice and distribution of assets. Legal professionals who specialize in estate planning and probate help people create wills, navigate the probate process, and resolve legal issues. 6. Consumer law. Consumer law is a branch of civil law that aims to protect the rights and interests of consumers in relations with businesses, sellers, and service providers. The main purpose of consumer law is to ensure fair and equitable trade, to prevent fraud or unfair commercial practices, and to provide legal remedies to consumers who may be harmed by these practices. Consumer rights are important in establishing a balance between economic benefits and consumer protection. Legal experts, consumer protection organizations, and regulators specializing in consumer law play an important role in enforcing these rights and protecting customers in the market. 7. Employment law. Employment law, also known as labor law, is the branch of law that regulates the relations between employers and employees. It includes a variety of laws, regulations, and standards designed to ensure fairness, protect workers' rights, and maintain good labor relations. Employment law covers all aspects of the employment process, from hiring to firing, and addresses issues such as wages, employment, discrimination, and workplace safety. Employment law is dynamic and adaptable to social changes, technological advances, and changing business practices. Legal professionals specializing in employment law, human resources professionals, and regulatory bodies all play an important role in ensuring compliance and creating a fair workplace. 8. Intellectual property law. Intellectual property (IP) law is a branch of civil law that deals with the protection of intellectual property and innovations. It provides a legal framework to protect the intellectual property rights of individuals or organizations and to encourage innovation, creativity, and the fair use of ideas. Entities can be divided into different types, each with their own rules and protections. Legal rights vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but the general goal is to strike a balance between protecting the rights of creators and encouraging innovation, while also allowing for the fair use and dissemination of information. Property law generally involves registering rights with government agencies, enforcing those rights through legal proceedings, and resolving disputes regarding those rights. Legal professionals specializing in intellectual property law play an important role in educating clients, creating legal documents, and representing both parties in disputes.